So this is a very budget-friendly monitor that has a lot of professional features, and throughout this video, I'll let you know what are some things that I like, some things that I don't like, and hopefully this will make you make a decision on whether you should be getting one of these for yourself.
All right, let's hear it.
So welcome to another video. My name is Mario. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing for future videos from me in the realm of filmmaking and photography and all of that fun stuff. And if you're already subscribed, thank you again so much for being here yet again. So this is the Viltrox ZC550. There are two versions, the regular 550 and the 550 Pro. This is the one that I have, the 550 Pro. The main difference is that the 550 Pro allows touchscreen control, whereas the 550 does not allow that. So the non-Pro version comes at $168 US, and the Pro version comes at $198 US, just under $200. So other than that touchscreen capability, everything else remains the same between these two monitors. So if you like to do this and tap and zoom in like that, you might consider the Pro version. So a little disclaimer that this is not a sponsored video, but Viltrox did send me this monitor for me to review and to test out. In the box, you get a nice little carrying case, HDMI cables, you get the HDMI micro, HDMI mini cable, a USB-C cable, but funny enough, you did not get a regular sized HDMI cable. And in the Sony a7 IV and more recent cameras, you're able to connect a full-size HDMI cable. So not a complete deal breaker, as you can pick up a full-size HDMI cable on Amazon or pretty much anywhere. You also get a hood as well as your cold shoe mount for the monitor. You also get an MPF battery by Viltrox. And what's cool about it, not only that it's white in color, but you're also able to tap to see, You're also able to tap to see how much battery level you have remaining on this. And no, I did not drop the monitor, just the battery. So in terms of some of the build quality and physical features of this monitor, although it's in the budget side, it is very solidly built. It does not feel as plasticky as some other budget monitors I've tried in the past. It's got a really nice matte finish and surprisingly quite sturdy for the price. This is a 5.5-inch LCD monitor, which is on the smaller side, but it's quite comparable to a phone. So if you're looking for something light and compact, this is actually a pretty good size. So on the actual monitor itself, you get your power button, you get a little button here that you can press in, and this rotating knob. You get a slot to insert an SD card, which we'll talk about in a bit. There are 3 function buttons which you can map, as well as a return button. On this side, you have a 1/4-inch thread, so you can also mount your monitor vertically if you shoot a lot of vertical videos. You also have your USB port as well as your DC in port. There is also a 3.5mm port for you to monitor your audio, which comes in really handy. And we have our full-size HDMI inputs. You can also listen to your audio if you do not want to listen to your audio via the headphones. There are these mini speakers that are useful to have. The only thing about this is that if you want to adjust the tilt of the monitor, you need to get yourself a hex key so that you can adjust this tilt. You can't quickly adjust that, and that is a little bit of a bummer. That means that you need to have an extra tool with you to adjust that. So for me, to speed up my process, I just get one of these that have a little knob here that allow you to quickly adjust that tilt of that monitor. So I would just get one of these, or you can just get a hex key if you don't want to bother. So in terms of some of the features of this monitor, it is a 920 by 1080 resolution monitor. It has an ultra wide viewing angle, meaning that you're able to view this monitor from different angles. So if you have somebody looking over your back, they'll probably be able to see it.
I can't see!
It is a pretty bright monitor at 1200 nits. If you're out in a sunny day, It might not be the brightest monitor that there is in the market, but using the included hood will definitely help when using this when you're shooting in a sunny day. You are able to pinch to zoom, and on the non-pro version, you can only zoom in by using the physical buttons. You're able to copy your custom LUTs to an SD card and insert that SD card into this monitor, so you're able to have a very general idea of what your final footage is going to look like. Keep in mind though that this SD card does not support recording. So to access the menu, you can press the button on the monitor. You'll access a few menus at the top. This first section over here has the histogram. You can turn this Luma histogram, RGB histogram. It has your vector. You can turn on your vector scope. It has the RGB parade, the different options for it, as well as your full waveform. You can also enable your LUT table. If you have your own LUT, you're able to add it into your SD card and you can read it from there. But if you don't, you can also just use one of these presets depending on the camera that you're shooting with. There is a volume bar that you can turn on, and you're able to monitor that audio with the audio bar. You're also able to drag the screen up and down on the left side of the screen to adjust that volume. If you drag up and down on the middle or on the right side, that adjusts the backlight of the monitor. So make sure that you're doing that on the volume side. Took me a while to figure it out, but yes. In the next section, this is where you have all of your exposure controls. This is your focus peaking. You're able to adjust the color, the intensity of that peaking. The next one is your false colors, type 1 and type 2. The next one is your zebras. You're able to adjust the intensity of that as well. Turn it off. You can have this next one as well. If you want a monochromatic display, you have a pixel by pixel scan as well as an overscan or underscan. You're able to flip your image horizontally or vertically. This one rotates your display if you mount it in vertical mode. So on the next tab, you get all of these controls. You get all of your markers, all of these settings. You get the safe area marker. Also, you get options for your crosshair, options for aspect ratios, and if you're shooting in anamorphic, with an anamorphic lens, you're able to adjust that as well. You're able to pinch to zoom and go to different parts of your image. And this is only available in the Pro version. And you get to stretch your image as well. On the last one, you're able to adjust brightness, contrast, saturation, hue, sharpness, backlight, and other settings for your monitor. There is also this menu on the top right corner where it will let you adjust other things such as the speed of your fan, if you want to turn it off completely if it gets noisy. In my experience, it did not get noisy at all. You can adjust the volume, your menu, your F keys. You're able to map these F keys at the top to any setting. And system, this is where you can do your firmware update. I like the way this monitor feels, how it's built, and all the different features that it has. It definitely packs a bunch of professional features that you find in higher end video monitors. And at this price point, it's actually a pretty good bargain. I like how light it is. I like the hood that it comes with, and it's a nice touch that they include with this NMPF battery. In terms of some of the things that I don't like is the interface will take a little bit of time to figure out in the beginning, but once you learn it, it will be a breeze. But it does take a little bit to figure out how it works. I also do not like the cold shoe adapter that it comes with. You need a hex key to adjust that tilt, but that's just a minor inconvenience. So all in all, if you're looking for a budget-friendly monitor that has a lot of professional features, this one is one to consider. So let me know in the comments below if you regularly use a video monitor when you're shooting, or do you just rely on the screen on your camera? Let me know below. So that's it for today's video, and I'll see you next time.